Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the second ever episode of A Latte's Vision. I will be going over some stuff that happened related to the Vikings in this video, and also a bunch of stuff that happened in WWE, including a recap of the Royal Rumble and some news from Twitter. Let's get right into it. Starting it off, former Minnesota Vikings fullback CJ Ham, a Vikings legend, has officially announced his retirement from the National Football League. A great career, an undrafted guy working his way up, becoming a two-time Pro Bowler, best fullback in the league, and Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee twice. Just a great dude and a great player, a great utility asset for the special teams and the offense. Great career for CJ Ham, and had a pretty good send-off season and send-off game. Wish him and his family the best, of course, and a happy retirement. Next, recapping the Royal Rumble. Started off with the Women's Royal Rumble, where we had the return of both Brie Bella and Tiffany Stratton. And Brie Bella and Nikki Bella were both on Raw, and they announced they're going to be going after the women's tag titles. And Tiffany Stratton, SmackDown is going to be tonight, so we'll see if she confronts Jade there or something. Nothing about her yet, but glad to have Tiffany Stratton back. We also had Charlotte Flair accidentally eliminate Alexa Bliss, planting the seeds for their likely WrestleMania match, and I am very excited for this feud. Speaking of tag teams accidentally eliminating each other, Kairi and Asuka. Asuka was accidentally eliminated by Kairi Sane, and then shortly after, Kairi was eliminated by Io Sky, and Asuka was about to beat her up or something, but then Brie Bella returned and the cameras cut away and we don't even know what happened. So I don't know why they would turn the cameras away from that when that's a pretty important part of the storyline. She unfortunately did not show up on Raw with a bunch of bruises or something, which would have been pretty fun. I'm not saying abuse is funny. I'm saying because she's not actually getting abused, okay? Abuse isn't okay, but you get what I mean. And there was a clip backstage when they were getting carted to the back on the golf cart. Asuka kicked Kairi off, and she had to run after the golf cart, which was pretty funny. Also very excited for this feud, and hopefully, praying to God, they pay this off at WrestleMania and not, on a random episode of Raw. Next, Drew McIntyre retained against the hometown hero Sami Zayn in a solid match. Nothing too crazy. Kind of obvious that Drew was going to win because they obviously are already moving on to the next feud, that being Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. Likely going to have a triple threat at WrestleMania. So yeah, at Mania it's probably going to be them three, and there was no chance Sami Zayn was going to win. Next, AJ Styles has retired from the WWE. He passed out, but they had to have Cena tap out. They couldn't have him pass out. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. And they should have flipped what happened with Cena and Styles. John Cena should have passed out, and AJ Styles could have tapped out. I still hate that decision to have John Cena tap out. It was absolutely horrible. I don't think AJ should have tapped either, but it's really unfortunate that he has to go, but I will be talking about AJ Styles and his wrestling future in just a couple of minutes. And Gunther, as of now, has officially retired Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles, and I think he could potentially be retiring Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, which I would not like, because WrestleMania, or Rey Mysterio should absolutely be retired by Dominic Mysterio. It's that simple. It's his own kid. It's that clear-cut and simple. He should be retired by Dominic Mysterio, which I will also talk about him in a bit. Dominic Mysterio, not Rey Mysterio. Next, Oba Femi had a great performance in the Royal Rumble, however, was very unceremoniously eliminated by Brock Lesnar. He should have definitely eliminated Brock Lesnar, just saying. But 5 eliminations and basically got a large chunk of the Royal Rumble all to himself, basically just destroying everybody. And that was absolutely fantastic. It made Oba look like a beast, look like a monster. And I loved it. I love that they're pushing him to the absolute freaking moon. He destroyed the War Raiders on Raw 2-on-1, and they're like the same size as him. So that was pretty awesome. I'm really excited to see what they do with Oba Femi. Speaking of the Raw after the Royal Rumble, Stephanie Vaquer defeated Raquel Rodriguez, retaining her WWE Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan costed Raquel the match, and so I think this feud is obviously not over because she didn't lose clean. But yeah, so I think I really don't know if they're gonna do Stephanie, Raquel, and Liv at Mania, or if it's just going to be Stephanie and Liv, or if it's just going to be Liv and Raquel. I really don't know. I don't know which of those would be the best. I think probably the triple threat would be pretty entertaining. But yeah, let me know what you think. Next, this was just a funny tweet. Look, all I'm saying is he's been telling us all along, get ready for El Americano Phenomenal. The Lucha legend himself, I would like to call him El Phenomenal Americano. But that would be pretty hilarious if there was maybe because I hadn't heard of El Grande Americano until he joined WWE. I know, crazy, because he's such a megastar down in Mexico and on the indies and stuff. But I hadn't heard of him until he joined in the WWE. So maybe this person does actually exist, and AJ Styles was honoring him and paying tribute to him, one of the Lucha legends. I don't know, but I think if he is out there somewhere in the Indies or in Mexico, he should debut on WWE or maybe even AAA. Speaking of people that sound like AJ Styles was a big topic of conversation in AEW last week. Nobody seems to know his official status, but if he becomes available, everyone spoken to in AEW believes he will be approached by them. And AJ Styles, following his retirement, states, quote, "Never say never for a return to the ring." And when he retired and didn't put the gloves down in the ring and like emoted with the crowd or whatever and walked out with them, that very clearly signifies to me he's not done with wrestling. He's just done with WWE. That's how I interpreted it, at least. So I think him debuting at AEW is very likely, and I would love to see that and see what he can do there and the matches he can have. Next, it is confirmed for WrestleMania, the OTC Roman Reigns versus the best in the world, CM Punk, for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. And oh baby, probably the night 2 main event. I am about to bust. This is going to be so good. And that promo between Roman and Punk was absolutely incredible. And the way Roman delivered his lines and stuff, saying, I could pick Drew McIntyre, or I could pick you because you're on Netflix, you're on the biggest show, you have a title, and you're exposed to the most people, but I'm going to pick you because I hate you. That was incredible. Their entire promo was just incredible, and I think at the end of the year, it's going to be a contender for segment of the year. CM Punk described it as it's going to be a dick measuring contest. I don't think you can do that on TV, Punk. Next up, Ava has officially announced her departing ways with WWE as the NXT general manager, and she tweeted, "And now that I can say this with my full chest, fuck Ice and that entire administration." So she also deactivated her account. So I don't know if she did that because of the hate she was getting. I don't know. Although I feel like it's pretty agreed upon that Ice is a terrible thing. Um, I or if like it's just because she's not in WWE anymore, so she deleted her WWE account. I don't know, but obviously a great tweet. I fully agree with that. What she says in that entire administration, does she mean WWE or does she mean ICE? I don't know. Let me know in the comments because I don't know how to interpret that. But fuck ICE. I completely agree. It was also reported that she was offered an increase in pay to stay, but she declined. Next up, say his name, and he appears, I believe, in Joe Hendry. He is the brand new NXT champion, and I love that they saw this guy who's on fire. They saw an open opportunity, and they struck on it right away. They didn't overthink it. Joe Hendry is a perfect NXT champion, and this is going to be a lot of fun for a title reign. It's going to be incredible. I'm super excited for this. Like I said, I love that they didn't overthink this because WWE loves to do that. So, yeah, I made a short about who could potentially dethrone him and where he goes from here. I'll put that card in the top right. I think he'll most likely get dethroned by Keanu Carver. It seems like they're making him the next Oba Femi, if you will. Obviously not to that degree, but it's like Oba Femi's son, basically. So, yeah, I'm super excited for this title reign. Next up, Daddy Dominic Mysterio returned to Raw with an absolutely killer mustache. That looks incredible. He returned and said he's just here to introduce and celebrate with Liv Morgan. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping he's just like saying that because he's trying to be a heel and get heat. But I really hope that he's actually back because the Intercontinental Championship division needs him. So yeah, it's just they need the mid-card division back. They absolutely need it, and I don't know why they didn't strip Dom of the title if he's going to be gone for this long. But yeah, they've been showing video package for him in AAA. This is the first time he showed up on WWE TV in like 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm really hoping that he's like fully back, at least cutting promos, even if he can't compete in the ring. Next, WWE per PW Insider, there are still 2 more WWE Premium Live events, or PLEs, in Saudi Arabia scheduled for 2026. Hosting the Royal Rumble actually added an extra event to the calendar year for Saudi Arabia. But my question is, why though? Because you should be taking PLEs to a bunch of different cities. I don't think you should have a PLE in the same city more than once a year. That's at least what I think. If you want to have 1 PLE a year there, that's enough. That's plenty. You can do that. And I think that's perfectly fine. But 3 in the same place? What are we doing, man? And especially with the way that the women have to dress and everything. Why? Literally, why? I just don't understand it. And it's unfortunate because just go to like a different place in Europe or something and Saudi Arabians can go there. They shouldn't be going to the same place 3 times in a year for PLEs. Why? I bet they're going to fucking buy SummerSlam and then it's not going to be in Minneapolis anymore or something, which would be ridiculous. But yeah, they should not have that many PLEs in one country or, well, one place. Like, obviously in America, America is basically like 50 different countries, but like they shouldn't have. You get what I mean. This is kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Last thing of this episode, there was a match on AEW Dynamite on February 4th, and there was a match scheduled between Brody King and MJF, the AEW World Champion, the current AEW World Champion at least. And MJF got fucking destroyed. I have no idea why. It was literally like a 1 minute long match, and he just got squashed. I haven't really been keeping up with AEW that much, but why is your AEW champion getting squashed? I don't understand it. It wasn't even a title match or anything, so he didn't lose the title. I don't understand. It's so confusing. But also, at the beginning of the match, the crowd was chanting, "Fuck Ice," so that is also incredible. Just for that, they should be awarded Crowd of the Year. And when AEW Dynamite comes to Minneapolis, I hope that they chant it there too. But, yeah, anyways, that is going to do it for this episode of A Latte's Vision, the second one ever. I tried making this one a little bit shorter, so we'll see how this video performs, and let me know if you guys like the shorter episode better, or if you want it to be even longer than 30 minutes. The last one was 30 minutes, this one's about 15, so yeah, let me know which one you like more. But yeah, let me know if there's something I missed. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you want. Thank you so much for watching, and